Today I'm going to demo my freighter, which is a segmented modular design. It's something I designed to have spawned by the trading guild or any AI faction. Something that has cargo and can be raided. That was the main idea around it. It's made up of primarily 4 main modules, but there are cargo modules that you can add, and you can just keep adding them until the rail system can't handle it. I'm not sure how many objects you can add or how many heavy entities you can add, but this is what I have at the moment. It runs slow as a wet week, but it moves, and it's something you can shoot. I've made it mainly of advanced armor, so it doesn't have any shields. It doesn't even have any weapons. It's just a basic tow truck. Just transports stuff from A to B, and you can shoot at it, chase it, dock with it, whatever you want. I've made the modules so you can dock them in all sorts of configurations. This is like a crew quarters, and the window would normally look outside, but it's looking out into the next module because these modules are adjacent to each other. This is the main engineering section. This is where you drive it from. Well, at the moment, that's all you can do is drive it from here. It's not really practical. I designed it as an automated vessel, so I'm not really going to be driving it around all that much, or piloting it, I should say. This is the bridge section. I haven't really finished it. I've played around with different designs. This is one recent design that I haven't really finished. There's so many things to do. That's a engine module that basically docks to the side of the engineering section. So the main ship is made up of the bridge, or the engineering bridge section, and 2 engine, well, I don't know what you would call them, but they're just fake engines that just dock onto the side to make it look pretty. And I'm not much of a designer when it comes to these vessels. I'm just mainly looking for practicality. And as you can see, my docking ports are designed for the size of the avatar. I like to call him Dave, but my 3-year-old, she likes to call him Robert. Anyway, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a activation block and connect it to all the rails that are connecting to the engineering section, and you'll see, like, once I activate it, you'll see all the modules that are attached to the engineering section just fall away. Well, in theory. By the way, I pre-recorded this video. I'm recording the audio as I'm watching it. But yeah, the idea is to just create a single button to release all the docks, all the docked entities at the same time. This will not undock all the modules themselves, all the cargo bay modules. They're all going to stay intact. Alright, here it goes. Now the engine modules, they don't fall away so easily because I've made them more flush, so they bolt hard up against the hull of the engineering section. but they will eventually jiggle loose just because of the entities touching each other. Makes them freak out. As you can see, the cargo modules are just sitting there fully intact. They're not separating at all. Yeah, because I've got so much going on in my dev server, it's a little bit laggy sometimes. That's why I've got this thing so far above everything, because it would be laggy as hell. Alright, I'm just going to redock everything. This takes a little bit. Oh yeah, there's the, I forgot about that engine that bolts onto the back. It just docks into one of the docking ports on the back. You can dock that in anywhere. You can make as many as you want to make it look as interesting or not as you want. Now, because everything's all scattered everywhere, it's not that easy to find. Oh, these side modules too, they're universal, so you can dock them to either side. So there's a door on this side, and I have a Plex doors covering that up. You can see that this side has the Plex door cover over, but if you open it, there's the other door. So you can bolt this thing to either side of the ship or the engineering section. There's nothing special about the interior of this thing. It's pretty much a hollow hulk with energy and or with power and thruster blocks. That's it. It's just a shape. Oh, and the lights. Oh, I've got wireless logic that can turn the engine lights on and off. I've been messing around with hooking them up to push effect, so when the push effect moves the whole thing, it also pulses the engines to give the effect. But I haven't bothered to do anything lately. It's just what you see it is, what you see is what you get at the moment. So as you can see, I'm just docking the engines on the right. Or is it port? Ah, yes, the design flaw I've discovered. The Plex doors that I have to cover everything it creates a problem when you get in through this, when you're trying to get in through these doors. So you try and open this door, but it closes the main Plex door, the one that I used to cover everything. Never mind. We'll sort that out some other time. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. It's early in the morning. Alrighty. So as you can see, it's a little bit fiddly docking everything, but if you were dealing with ships like this in reality, it would take ages, and you'd probably have automated systems to dock everything. You wouldn't necessarily be doing everything manually. There we go. Stop the engines on the left. As you can see, it's starting to take shape. The idea is I just wanted a modular vessel that I could add different types of modules to. Like, I've built other cargo modules, and I've got plans to build lots of different types of cargo modules. Some will have purely living quarters, which is, you know, for ferrying people, and the freighter can transport people back and forth. Oh yeah, the bridge, the bridge section, the ship that's in the front, that can actually bolt directly to those cargo pods. So you could reconfigure the whole thing. You could put the engines on the side of those cargo pods as well, or on the top and the bottom. It doesn't really matter. It's designed to be flexible. Right, I'm going to position the main engineering section so that I can dock the cargo modules. Let's just get it into position. I find it relatively useful having the rail system the way it is. I mean, I understand that there are, you know, weight limitations, because I have compensated for that with my upper, this here, that's a lift that goes up. It's a docking port for modified isenth ships. I add docking capability to those using my method here. I always have a rail basic on the left and a docker on the right. And I designed the portal to be like that, so I can add lights and things if I want to. I did experiment with having rail basics all over the place and dockers here, there and everywhere, but this design suits me better, and I've just run with it. As you can see, I apply it to everywhere. The only time I've used something different is on those large plex doors for loading and unloading the cargo. They have the same idea, rail basic on the left, docker on the right, so that I can dock modules side by side, and then you open up the plex doors internally and you have a much bigger space. By the way, the cargo is actually, I make like decks that are a ship to themselves, and they have just blocks piled up on them, and there's a rail docker on that as well, and I dock it to a rail basic that's in the floor and the deck of the cargo hold, and that fixes it in place. This here is a door. I've got one on each side. I built the ship with symmetry, and you can actually land this one. So you could fly it into a large hangar, land it. I haven't got any docking capability underneath it yet, but you could land it on a planet, open the hatch and jump out. Alrighty, this is where I'm going to dock it to the engineering section. Now there's something interesting. The rail, it was just coincidence. The way I position my doors that have mechanical doors, I position the switch right next to the rail docker. The rail basic, and of course when you dock and undock, it switches the switch on and off, which will open or close the door automatically. I don't really like it opening the door. Oops, yeah, I forgot about that. I got stuck in the door. I closed it with the wrong button. I'll get out of it in a minute when I finally realise that I can just use a core to do it. Not close enough to that core, so I'll just have to create one. And come on. This is interesting. Create the core down there and it went up there. I'm pretty sure my ship is not moving. Who knows, it might be. Yeah, I just use this to get out of my sticky situation. So as you can see, the interior of the ship is pretty sparse. It's not that fantastic. I built it for an automated thing so that pirates could have these things flying around, or AI factions, or I could use it. Anyone could use it to transport goods from one place to another. And yeah, it's not heavily armed or anything, so that you can raid it. You can commit piracy. But it does have advanced armor for its hull, so it's not going to go easily. I think I will arm it though, give it a fighting chance. Well, something I discovered, interestingly enough, is when the AI does spawn it, so like a pirate one spawned one time when I was venturing around, so I thought I decided to attack it, and I broke the thing apart at the rail docks, and the cargo modules they also had AI, which was a bit annoying, hoping they would just stay neutral. And another thing is the AI in the cargo modules was pushing forward, and the ship, or the main engineering section, was going backwards. Seems to be a defensive posture with the attacking AI, and it just created chaos. The two disconnected ships were just jammed together. It was quite odd to see. Not sure if there's a limitation on how many modules or how many entities docked together can spawn, but I haven't spawned this one yet, this particular ship with all these with 5 modules connected. I've only tried it with one module. But I have set this one up to spawn, so at some point I might come across it. Yeah, that's an extra hatch I chucked on there. Thought it looked interesting, having the hatch in the back there. I think I got a bit carried away with the hazard blocks. And what I'm going to do here is do a fly through of the cargo hold. Go through the 3 docked together. Oh yeah, there's the crew quarters. It's not complete, still a work in progress. And in the cargo area I've got the same cargo. I've just replicated the same module 5 times just so I could see how it all fitted together. I do have other modules, but they're at different stages of build. Cool thing is you can take that cargo out, chuck any other kinds of blocks onto it, and put that back in there. Save the module, add it to another ship, and then add that to the available ships that the pirates and trading guild can use. Ideally I'd like to have the trading guild using just the trading guild using these ships, but don't seem to have a choice. And so you can get lots more room. You can fit larger things. You can also close the doors if you want to, section them off. The idea is to be versatile as possible. The other thing is you can dock those modules top and bottom, whichever way you want. You can have them all coming out sideways, going all vertical. You could have them trailing all behind each other, so it's one long train. Doesn't really matter. And all the hatches lead into the cargo module, so you can travel around inside without having to exit. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is my extension bridge. Because the eyes of the ships have the gun ports hang down low, where I put the docking in the existing door underneath the ship, it needs to be raised up a bit so that those ships can dock. And oops, there you have it. And that's my freighter and its modules. Thank you for watching.